Hey, this is Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR podcast. It's Valentine's week.
Yes, it is. You can see if you're watching us visually.
I hope you guys can see my heart. I really tried because there was nothing in my wardrobe that was giving Valentine's.
This is very Valentine's-y. It's giving love. It's giving the season of love. It's giving love a gal.
It is. Mine not so much, but the heart is there. It's on my left side. Poetic.
Is that where the heart is? My heart is here. Oh yeah, it's my left side. Yeah. No, wait. If you're doing CPR, it's there. So yeah, it's here.
So yes, Valentine's. Bridget Jones is out this week. Mm-hmm. I know it's really sad because oh my god, what's his name again? Not Darcy. Is it Darcy? No, it's not Darcy. Emma's gonna kill me when she watches this. Why have I forgotten his name?
I haven't watched Bridget. I've watched Bridget Jones so many times in my life, but I haven't watched it in the years, and I don't think I've seen Bridget Jones.
Mr. Darcy. Sorry, and you know he's died.
Who's the boss?
He's Colin Firth is like her love interest.
Yeah, but what about okay? So there's Hugh Grant and there's Colin Firth, and they were fighting in the street.
Yeah, so she gets with Colin Firth.
Yeah,
but in this one he's died, and they've had children together and stuff. So it's about her.
Joking?
Yeah, so it's about her like getting back out into the dating world and stuff.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, and it's the last one as well.
And do you remember what I was talking? I think I was listening to the receipts and they were talking about it. They was like, remember when we watched in the first one, Bridget Jones was supposed to be like really fat. Do you remember?
Yeah, and she really wasn't.
Yeah, she really wasn't.
It's like
easy Siri.
It's my Siri. It's like America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
When they tried to tell us that Takora was big.
Yeah. Oh my god, like the body shaming from like the 90s was crazy. The
mad.
90s and the noughties.
It's honestly, and watching America's Next Top Model back then, I watched it very calmly without any.
Remember when they made them change races? I think we spoke about it. They made them change. So they made the black girl be like a Asian girl, the white person pretend to be black, and they literally put them in blackface. Nah, they were out of order.
It's mad.
Tyra Banks should pay for her crimes.
She needs to. I just watched the Vice documentary
about America's Next Top Model.
Yeah, where they had some of the former models talking, and I can't remember.
I bet it ruined their confidence.
100%. I can't remember what her name was, but she had alopecia, so she would wear a wig. And then obviously Tyra said, "No, we're just going to let you be bald and be a cool alien and all of that." And she said that rocks her. She was like, she was so depressed, like so sad about it. Even Danielle closing her gap. She was like, I didn't want to close my gap, but they told me that I should. Like it was, Lisa hates Tyra. You can just tell. Yeah.
Tyra's the one who's always said that the issue that she has with Naomi Campbell is Naomi, isn't it? And Naomi didn't bring her in.
Yeah. But they're both problematic.
I think they're both problematic. And I also feel like because Tyra was actually, we did a retrospective on-screen villain, my sympathies clapped.
100%.
She was actually awful to those girls.
She was so bad. You made her, not Takora, what's the Kenya? She put on weight and then you made her be the elephant. The other one said her friend died. You put her in a coffin. That's sick.
Crazy. That's actually
You're
crazy.
Mad.
It's actually crazy.
Anyway, happy Valentine's, guys.
Yeah.
So obviously because it's Valentine's week, this is a HR episode about, love and
workplace
treacherous
love or the lack of
love and war in the workplace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
we've spoken a little bit about workplace romance and stuff. I mean, mainly we just tell you not to have sex with your colleagues at the Christmas party, but it doesn't say that you shouldn't have sex with them at all.
Yeah, that's true. Just not the Christmas party. Yeah, that shouldn't be the first time.
If you're gonna enter a workplace romance with somebody, my whole thing is like, okay, should you date somebody at work? I mean, ideally not for me, but there's a lot of people who are doing it and successfully even like getting married and stuff. A lot of people meet their partners at work. So even though it might not be for me or for you, it actually happens. So I think telling people not to get involved in like romantic relationships at work is unlikely to happen. We just spend too much time there for that to ever be a thing that never happens.
It's true. But do you know what? Yeah. Obviously, I've been in a relationship with my husband since I was like 25. So, but if my preference was in the workplace when I was like single, I wouldn't have minded. But my preference never entered my workplace.
I think it depends on like your when you were 25. When I was 25, probably the same. I would have done the same. Do you get what I mean? I think it depends on your role.
I would do it now.
It depends on your role.
As long as you're not in the same department as me, I think it's okay.
that's the issue. And also, I think it just depends on your role because and the kind of company. Obviously, you're a big company girl.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna buck you in the like hallway like lift, that. Yeah,
you know what I mean, like you can work on the 8th floor. I work on the 3rd floor.
Yeah,
we don't need to see each other until
small
we get
companies
home.
is different.
When you're in a small company and especially in HR, like I would be the one to do your disciplinary.
Yeah,
do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on the context. But you even see it in small companies that people are willing to risk it for anything. You know, some people can love.
Some people can love. Some people can love.
Some people can love. So I just think I saw a statistic that 14% of workplace romances end in marriage. 14, which I think is quite high.
I don't think that's that bad.
I think it's quite good. I think it's better than your odds on Hinge.
Yeah, for real.
It's better than your odds on Hinge or on Tinder or Bumble or whatever the apps are now. So I just think this needs to be responsible. I personally would only date someone at work if I thought that I would be interested in them more than casually.
Yeah, I think that's
fair. Having sex with somebody at work that you know is going to be a one night stand is crazy.
People do it.
Yeah, but I just think, it's just like, why can't you manage yourself? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, if it is, look, I've seen this person, I really get on with him or I really get on with her. I just think that, I really want to get to know them better outside of work and blah, blah. Calm. If it's, you're a man and you want to get really wet, or you're a woman and you want to just, reach your destination, I feel like, come on, people, there has to be a better way. It's like the idea that you're so hungry that you can't not have sex with your colleagues is crazy to me.
I know of too many people that have had like one night stands with
because
people
they're hungry. I'm so sorry. Like you should. There's nothing that you should love that much.
No, it's true. It's actually true.
There's nothing that you should like. It's not sex is not oxygen.
It's true. Do you know what I'm thinking as well? Like now, like in current day, there's a lot of dating apps. I wonder how many people swipe and see people that they know from
I
work.
remember when I was on the apps before, all the time. Well, depends which apps, because obviously,
I know what you're gonna say. Go on.
Some of my preferences will mean that I don't see the people that I work with personally. We see the people that I don't work with personally, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you would, because obviously it's all location. There would be. I remember there were times when I was obviously much younger and I worked in like bigger environments, like bigger companies, where people would literally be swiping at work and people would be looking at it, and you would see other people. When I worked at Deloitte, oh my god, when I worked at Deloitte, obviously there's thousands of people that work in that company, right? And a lot of them in London, in the offices in London. So you could be sat there, and obviously it's location based. And if you put your location down, like within the closest 3 miles or something, or 1 mile, you'll just see a lot of people that work at your company.
Mad.
And I think that's so embarrassing. Like, just to be like, to show how you're present, like, because how you present yourself at work and how
it's
you
not
might present yourself for a romantic situation are completely different.
Ooks.
And you see like your colleagues. I've definitely seen colleagues like topless on their profiles and stuff. To men, topless on their profiles and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. So I've seen some other facts, and there was one that kind of made me laugh. And it's 59% of workplace relationships led to resignation.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because most of the time, to be fair, we're talking about if you would pursue somebody at work. Most of the time, the reason you've come across them is because you're working with them, or you're working, like, it wouldn't be that, you were in the lift and you both reached for the button at the same time and you looked into each other. That's not going to happen.
It's true. Pick me.
Choose me. Love me. It's not going to be like that. Most of the time, if you meet someone at work, it's not going to be that they work 3 floors above you. Unless you like, I don't know, it could be like that. But most of the time, it's because you've come into
contact with
100%.
them
during your work.
Yeah.
So when you come out of contact with them,
things go left.
It's going to be, if things go left, like, it's going to be so awkward.
Yeah.
For you.
To be fair, like, I can't imagine seeing someone at work, as in like going out with them and stuff, breaking up with them, and then still having to see them every day. Are you mad? One of us has to go.
Either way, even if you're the breaker or you're the breaky,
one of us has to go. It's
not going to make. You don't want to see
no.
someone that you broke up with, because by the time you broke up with them, you're probably sick of them.
Yeah.
And then if they broke up with you, you also don't want to see them.
You don't want to see, be like, my Shayla.
Yeah, like,
and you can't talk to them.
You can't. That's crazy. So you have to move.
Yeah, one of us has to go. Like that's.
But I think casual, like, if it's just sex, obviously I don't think that makes a difference.
Yeah.
There was a guy that I worked with, and I think at last count when I left that company, he had sex with like 6 people within the team, and it was a team of 100.
Oh, he's
a team of 100 and something, but like the department of 100 something, and he had sex with somebody in our, like, we was in the same cohort, with a bright star, and basically a bright star is a scholar. So basically they're the people that they come for a bit before uni, and they come during the summer holidays at uni. So you had sex with somebody who was at university, basically like an intern or that sort of thing, and he had sex with somebody else's girlfriend.
Oh, come on.
In the team, he had sex with somebody who had a boyfriend in the team, then encouraged her to break up with her boyfriend, then dumped her. She got out of like a 3-year or something relationship for him, and then he dumped her. He had sex with, and I think there was one more. There was somebody else, but yeah, and he was just like, the thing is, I know, and then he got a girlfriend in the team. But
was the girlfriend stupid too?
No, well, I think they might even still be. I don't know how long they've been together, but it might even still be an ongoing thing. But and that was years ago. Wow. But it's like, at a point you have to blame. Like, I don't want to blame anybody, but at a point, having sex with someone that you know has had sex with 5 other people in the team, like
what are you playing at? Yeah.
And you know what it is? Like, again, I don't know how much about love this is, but if you're a woman and you do that, you will never be able to stay. He still works at the company now, by the way. He still works at the company now. If you're a woman and you did that, you would never be able to live it down.
Wow.
You would never. But he works there, and he's actually become quite senior.
Wow.
I think it's crazy.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, that's mad. That's actually mad.
Imagine doing that and feeling comfortable to stay in a company.
People have, like, to be fair, the recruitment company I was at, I couldn't keep up. Everyone was sleeping with everyone. I could not keep up. Every day it was a different man, different woman. But I don't know if I've spoken about it before, but I had a case where a guy raised a grievance against his peer, who was a woman, who was excelling a bit faster than him, doing the same job, and she got promoted to like the next level, and he was like, why haven't I? And blah blah blah, and he felt like
who was against her or against the manager, or who was it
against her? Yeah.
Why?
Saying that she shouldn't have got that far because her attitude stinks and blah blah blah, like all these things. That's the
management issue, but yeah.
So as I'm digging into this investigation, and I'm like, okay, why do you think she's being treated differently? Blah blah blah. And then he's just like, you should ask other people on the team about her, blah blah. And everyone was like, yeah, she's fine. Like, I don't see an attitude, blah, blah. And then when I spoke to her, she burst out into tears. And I was like, is everything okay? And she was like, oh, I'm sleeping with this guy who's raised a grievance, but I've called it off with him, which is why I've raised the grievance.
That is so pathetic.
But then she was like, her boyfriend was like one of the managers.
Okay, well, maybe he had a point.
So
maybe he had a point.
Because she was going out with, she lived with the manager.
Wait, so she was cheating?
Yeah, she was cheating. So she was like, oh, but she didn't report that she was with the manager. And obviously,
and the manager was deciding who gets promoted.
Yeah. So obviously when you are in a relationship with someone in your direct reporting line, you have to report it because obviously, there are advantages to that. So she didn't do that one. So found out she was with the manager, found out she got promoted while obviously living and sleeping with this manager. But she was most concerned with the manager not finding out that she was sleeping with the peer.
Which you wouldn't tell on him anyway, but the peer, he can go.
It was, honestly, I enjoyed that investigation.
Did the manager find out?
Eventually. But it wasn't me. She came clean. She came clean.
Came clean because you thought
100%.
Yeah.
But
fair, why would you do
that? Was a great investigation. Yeah.
People cheating and stuff at work. It's like, anyway, this is about love. Let's not make it about cheats. But those are some of my favorite like things. Like when there's some people cheating. I worked somewhere where there was a guy cheating on his wife, and everybody knew. And his wife would come to like smaller and
it's giving Tyler Perry.
Which one?
All of them.
Yeah. Everybody knew, and so when his wife would come to like events and stuff, and it's one of those companies that was a bit smaller, so like 100 and something people, you would have partners at certain like company events, and everyone knew. And I just remember thinking like, oh, you poor woman. How embarrassing that is.
That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh no. That is embarrassing. Another statistic I saw, it's a fun one, is 75% of people have had a crush on someone at work. Have you?
I think when I was younger, I definitely did when I was like, I can think of one person when I was like in my early 20s that I did. But I don't, to be honest, it's not even like I can't look at people that I work with and think, but I literally don't come across any that I've, probably since that time, I haven't come across anybody I've ever thought anything. That's why, like, I just think, when people are at work and they look at someone and think, oh, he's so hot, I'm just like, what must that be like? Because that person, I worked in the same company as them, but not with them. And I just feel like that can't happen that often, surely. Actually, that's my own lens, because I think about the people what I like and the people that, for some people, I'm sure.
Yeah, like you go to the Christmas party, you see everyone, you're like, whoa, who's that?
You know what? Christmas party, I like
summer party, you're like, who's
Christmas
that?
parties have become a very casual, I think, like from what I've seen. Whereas before, Christmas party used to be like a proper like get dressed, and like I haven't even been to the ones I've been invited to in recent years.
The last one that I got invited to was a masquerade one.
Did everyone really try?
I think I thought, kind of.
I think everyone looks nice in a nice suit anyway. So you might look at someone that you haven't seen in a certain way.
You're like, who's that? Do you know what I mean? Go to the summer party. Who's that? Sunlight's hitting them. What? Blue eyes sparkling. Whoa.
I don't know about that one. But I haven't come across it in recent years. But I can imagine, obviously, lots of people do because they're getting into relationships. Yeah.
I felt, for me, when I was at John Lewis, I did have a few crushes, at that time. But as I've got older, there's been men that I think are handsome, but not that I'm crushing on.
Attracted to, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's like, there's been like managers in senior positions that I'm like, you're very handsome.
Yeah,
you're not even my type. But
yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I get it. I've got that. I meet attractive people at work.
Yeah, but
no one that I'm
crushing
to.
on.
Yeah, not that I'm attracted to. It's so funny. You'd be like, oh, do you know what? You see them like, I don't want to say old men, but old men, and you're like, oh, I'm happy for your wife. Like if I was 20 years older, you've aged well.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. There was one at Meta. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm not even. I have no shame. His name is Lonnie. Yeah. He's literally like,
I'm gonna look him up on LinkedIn.
He's literally like 35 years older. I'm probably insulting him, but like 25 to 30 years older than me, like silver fox, like, and his personality was just so warm, and like he would talk about his wife and his children.
And that is so attractive. Honestly, that is very attractive.
I'll just be like, wow, what a guy, what a man. Like, if I was like 50. Like, back on the apps,
looking for a man that's 10 years older.
And he'd say things like, he'd be like, because I went to my timeshare in Hawaii. And I'm like, did you, Lonnie? Did you? That's nice.
Oh my gosh. That is like, I met people like that where you're like, oh, what? I'm happy for your wife.
Yeah, like, you're a good man.
Yeah. That's a good man, Savannah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I meet people like that, but not, like, I don't even meet people that are really my own age, I feel like, at work now. Obviously, they exist.
Oh my God, do you know what? Where I am now, everybody is my age, including my manager. Everybody is my age.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like I haven't met anyone who's not in my age bracket. Yeah.
The kind of work that I do now, I feel like everyone is so much older. And I'm getting older, so I feel like surely it should be going with you. It should be easier.
Yeah.
But like, nah, like the people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, they're just always much older than me. I told you I spend most of my time with 50-year-old white men. And then the people that are my age,
Workday was like that, but not
women.
Not this one. I think this one is ad tech where I am now. So it's I feel like I've got.
Oh yeah, but advertising, marketing, it will be.
But Workday was full of old men.
Yeah. So that's what I spend most of my time with. So it's hard for me to like even meet people that are the same age as me to even.
That there would even be taking you somewhere where you could meet someone else. Like that's not really like
there's no. I don't see it. And obviously I don't like. I'm not interested anyway. But yeah, I don't. But for some people, I do think that if people meet someone, as I said before, that they really like and they want to go for it, they should go for it. You shouldn't let work stop you from finding your husband. Listen, jobs can be Like, you know, this, what was someone commented on my TikTok? Don't get your meat where you get your bread.
Someone say that one.
Someone commented on me like, yeah, I told you, don't get your meat where you get your bread. And I was like, I hear it, but you can buy bread anywhere.
Nah, for real.
There's supermarkets on every corner.
For real. So get your meat. That good quality meat.
If it's good quality, exactly. You can't buy good quality meat everywhere. So that's what I think. If you genuinely find somebody, it's a job is just a job, you know.
Yeah, there's so many people that they don't mind. Like, you must see it as well, where they didn't meet at work, but they end up working for the same company.
Yeah, but I think that's purpose. Like, I have a friend that works at the Bank of England, and they have really good benefits and stuff. And I know that she wants to bring her husband over.
Yeah.
But I get that. Like, if you work in a big company,
it's okay.
Yeah, like if I was working at Meta, for instance, and I work
so
in
many people
HR,
at Meta, their husbands
and my man wants to work
in
IT, and we're never gonna touch that. And I know the benefits are good. I know that you get to work from home remotely or whatever.
4 months paternity.
Mate, I'm gonna refer you. I'm not even gonna say that you're my man.
No, for real. So many.
I'm not even like, I'm just gonna refer you. So, and there's companies where they do like 6 months paternity, or any of those companies that have announced 6 months paternity leave.
Yeah. You can go there.
If you get 6 months paternity leave, and you're a woman and you work in that company, are you sure? Why would you not tell your husband to work there if you know that you want to have kids?
Yeah.
Or you want to have another one? That means that the two of you can come and you can both have 6 months off. The first 6 months off you can spend with your.
Do you know what? There's a couple. You might remember their wedding actually. They got married some years ago, and the groom went viral for how much he was crying as she walked down the aisle.
And I was like, look at her.
Yeah. Them, yeah.
Look at her. Look at your wife.
So they come up on my TikTok from time to time. They got 2 kids now. They're moving to Asia. I think it's Asia somewhere. They're moving far away. But anyway,
cool memory.
Literally, that was a wild time. But yeah. So there was a TikTok, and the dad got like, I think it was 6 months, 4 to 6 months paternity. And he like documented him being off, and he was taking his son swimming lessons from like a really young, like couple months old.
I can't imagine what it must be like, because I see my friends and I'm like, I can't imagine what it would be like if you had 2 of you that were off. If you literally had 2 of you that could work full time and get your same wage, and 2 of you could look after this baby for the first 6 months of his life, that's crazy.
So I feel like for me, obviously, I had my son when things were still locked down. So I kind of experienced that because my husband was unable to go into the office. So he was at home. He was working from home, but like, you know how it goes. Like, so I feel like I experienced that, but it would be nice to experience that without a lockdown to see.
Exactly. You'd be able to go and do stuff like take your baby swimming.
That's an amazing thing, you know, go on holiday. What?
Literally, you could go on, like, you could just do, and you have your full money, like
both of you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these benefits, like, honestly, it's 6 months or out, fair enough, but you'll never leave.
No.
Like, when you've experienced that and you've come back and the job is good, and like, it's such an amazing benefit. And like, also, even though it's 6 months, you might come and think, okay, I want to get my partner in or whatever. We might not have kids for 2-3 years, or once we've had the kids, we're there. And people might think, okay, well, they'll come and abuse it, but nah, like,
they won't.
Even if you're there for 3 years, you take 6 months off, what difference does it make? Or if you're there for a year, or you're there for a long time, I just think it's such a great benefit. And I do think a lot of men, maybe because it's only been in recent years, but I feel like, you know, when they're doing their like planning of getting a new job and stuff like that, and thinking about being more of a family man or whatever, I don't think they look at what paternity leave is. But I think only because until only recently it's really been the 2 weeks for most companies. But I wonder if it will start to be more of a thing for men when they think about choosing their job. If they're thinking about, oh yeah, I've got a girlfriend now, I might get married, I want to be in this job for the long term, we might have a baby. Like, started to think more in that. Like, I wouldn't say no, because I feel like they'd just be like, what's the cash?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's such a great benefit.
It is. But so
I actually have a colleague, like, again, Deloitte, when I worked there, it was so incestuous. There was so many people that were like,
there's so many young people.
Yeah, literally like bloody rabbits. And then I have a friend that I met at Deloitte, and she met her so our apartment was kind of split into two. So it was one department, but you don't really work with the other side too much. And she met her husband in the team, and they had a secret relationship for literally like, I want to say 2 years or something. Like no one knew. They had a couple of friends in the team that knew, but the department didn't know. And then basically, if you were like celebrating something, you would send an email to be like treats.
Yeah.
And then so that how they announced it was, she sent an email to be like, okay, treats to announce, or treats because I'm engaged, and then she just CC'd him.
Is it?
That's how they announced that they were in a relationship.
I'm not mad at it.
And everyone was like, why have you CC'd him?
I didn't even get it.
Yeah, like eventually she was like, what? Everyone clocked.
Wow. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, like to keep a relationship quiet for that long.
That's
like,
why you
that's
used to do it in a big company. You small. There was, when I was at the pharmaceutical
She said there was
company.
sometimes kiss in the corridor.
Oh, how romantic. At the pharmaceutical company I was at, it was very small. And there was quite a few couples. Most of them were in marketing actually. And it was a particular couple. We always knew when they had an argument. Always knew. Every single floor knew if those two were arguing.
Why?
This was always clear. They were on the same team.
Well, so how they would interact with each other?
Yeah, everything would change because
That's
you know them people that are so like friendly and stuff in general, and they would all go to lunch together. So then if you saw
That's actually my worst nightmare.
yeah, so if you saw that he wasn't going lunch or she wasn't going lunch, you knew that something had happened.
That's like, you know what? I don't mind like the idea of being in a relationship with someone that you work with, but
I'm not going lunch with you though.
they're gonna the ones that
especially
will
if we live
go
together,
to work, you
get
live
lost.
together, you want to come to work, you commute to work together.
So then what do we
you
have
don't
to
work
talk
together?
about?
You go lunch together. You go home together. That's crazy. Why do you need to have lunch with someone that you live with at home? Why do you need to have lunch with someone that you're gonna have dinner with?
Like, no, sorry, not for me.
If you don't live together, maybe it's different.
Yeah, if you don't live together, fair enough. You might want to have the odd lunch.
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
But if you live together, we definitely don't need to. You could pay for my lunch.
Even if, especially with hybrid now, like even if you don't live together,
You can go on different days.
I don't mind having lunch with someone. If you don't live together and you get to have lunch with your boyfriend or your girlfriend a few days a week, that's not bad.
Yeah. But if you do,
if you live together, that's crazy.
Let's even try and go in on different days.
Yeah. Let's try.
You work from home, have your work from home space. I have mine. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, let's make this work properly. We're going lunch together.
Yeah, there's some, when you see, I always love it when you see couples, especially in a small company, when you see couples who are, like let's say small, I'm talking about companies like 200 or whatever, people, 300, 500, smaller companies. And they're clearly, like they're trying to hide it, but they're clearly in the same house. Like after a while, if you don't have like a virtual background, listen, if you're in a relationship and you're sleeping at someone's house, please be on your virtual background. But like, after a while, if you don't have a virtual background, I know what your space looks like. I know what where you work, the people that you speak to regularly. So now you're joining a call and you're in Fred's background instead of like that. It looks very similar to where Fred usually does his calls, and somehow Fred is now in a place that looks unfamiliar.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's get with it.
Oh my gosh.
I once had I was once on a team call. I was like a team call, and who else was on the call? And there was we had someone on the call where she was in a relationship, and she didn't have like a blurred background. This was 2021. So it was like kind of not new to teams, but still in the whatever. So she didn't have virtual background on, and her fiance must have been in front of her. So let's say he's changing there and she's facing him. So basically he's behind the camera, but behind her was a mirror.
Okay. So
then we were all just in the call, and all of a sudden we just saw this man's bum. We saw her fiance's bum, and then she was just on the she was on the call, and thank God it was not the other way around. But she was on the call, and then we all just sat there. We all just like, I saw everyone on the team call, their eyes were just white, and then I just saw people start typing.
Oh,
and then you could see her look. It was so funny. Like, I wish I had a recording of it, and then she just closed her laptop.
Oh, no.
While she obviously was sorted out what was going on.
Oh,
and then she came back, and she had like her background blurred, and he was gone. But we all saw her fiance's bum.
Oh no!
It's the worst of home challenges, being in a relationship. But yeah,
people definitely knacking when.
But he also was kind of a lad, so he's the kind of person that you probably see his bum on a night out.
Yeah, but people definitely are knacking when they're working from home. 100. They are, man.
That's some newlywed stuff or some new relationship stuff.
Yeah.
Because then you just will you be ready to work after that? Anyway.
I was gonna say, I know it's happening. Like,
what's the time on there?
32.
Okay, let me do a dilemma. I've just seen that Severance. Look, 1 hour ago. I forgot to cancel my Apple TV subscription, so now I've got. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go watch that episode of Severance
And then delete it.
No, I'm gonna have to keep it until the season's over. Or I'll see if it comes up on the Fire Stick. Okay, so I've got a dilemma. It's a sort of workplace relationship one. Okay. Workplace relationship dilemma. I have been dating my co-worker for a little less than a year. We do not work on the same team and are not in management, both of us. When we first started going out, I checked the policy and read that only relationships involving managers and direct reports had to be reported, so I thought we were good. However, I recently checked the policy and now it says all romance and dating relationships must be reported to HR, and those who don't are at risk of disciplinary action.
Whoa.
This new policy was released around the time we started dating. Now thinking I need to come clean, but worried they'll ask when we started dating. No, plenty of our colleagues know we're dating or have been dating, but not our managers, and we're not on the same team. Unsure of how to be honest without jeopardizing our positions. We don't work together and are still in good standing, but worry about reporting the relationship as we've been violating the policy for almost a year. I mean, so you checked it before, it wasn't in there.
Yeah, so
I was just ignorant.
I wouldn't. If you're not on the same team, because what's the reason to report it to HR?
Because they send the policy, isn't it?
Yeah, but what is the reason?
What was the reason? I don't know.
Tell me the reason.
I don't know. But yeah, apparently there's... I would just pretend if you checked it before and it wasn't a requirement and now it's a requirement.
I haven't checked it since.
I just say, when I checked it, and then they'll have a version history. They'll know it was in there.
Yeah.
You want me to be going through the policies and you haven't even advised me that it's changed. I'm not going to be falling through policies.
The last time I checked, it wasn't in there. So we just move on, you know. It should. I don't agree with that though. I feel like it should just be, if it's in your reporting line, then I would say, yeah, 100% report it to HR. But if I'm in HR and you're in not finance, marketing, then what's the issue?
Yeah, I would just feign ignorance.
Yeah, I think HR should obviously report regardless of reporting line. If you're dating someone in the company,
if you're in HR,
yeah, if you're in HR, if you're dating anyone, you should say, yeah.
Depends.
Nah, you have to say.
Depends what your role is, because
if you're in traditional HR, you should say.
Like, no, if you're like a business partner and it's not in your stakeholder group.
Nah, you should still say.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
As in, I wouldn't, but you should say. I wouldn't, because if you're going to talk about my man, because we're still going to have group meetings.
That's what I mean.
I want to know what's going on.
That's why would you need to?
But in general, I think you should, you know.
If it's not a policy, if it's not strictly in the policy, I'm not telling anybody.
Fair.
I'm not telling anybody. Okay, I've got another one.
Okay.
I have a possible job offer dilemma, love versus opportunity. What would you do? I've had 2 interviews and a test with an editorial house, and the interviewing team congratulated me for my test. Although I haven't received a job offer yet, I'm 70% sure I might get it. It would be my first corporate job and a significant salary increase. However, the job requires relocating to my home city where my family lives, so I could live with them for the price of my mental health. The position allows 3 days of remote working and 2 days in the office. My dilemma is that I have a boyfriend whom I love deeply in the town where I currently live. We discussed the situation. He suggested he could find a remote job and visit me eventually. I'm not sure how this would work as his family lives in the city next to ours. I'm hesitant about long distance relationship as our current city is smaller and more relaxed. I'm considering turning down the offer to stay with him as I can't imagine being apart from him every night. I know I have to wait to receive the offer yet, but I pray everything I I pray everything I don't get the job so that I don't have to make a decision.
Is she okay?
What would you do in my situation?
You don't deserve the job. First of all.
Do you know what? Yeah, I do think this is a very like, I want to say this is a very young person.
100%.
Obviously they're saying it's first corporate job or whatever. Let me tell you something. Yeah, this is all manageable.
100%.
Like if you love your man so much and he's saying that he could get
a remote job to still see
go
you.
and get your job
For real.
Go into, if number one, obviously we are jumping the gun here, you don't have the offer.
Exactly.
Yeah, but praying you don't get an offer is literally, this is self-sabotaging on 100.
Like, come on, disappointing.
Yeah, so wait, if you get this, people can love you though. They can love him beyond sense. Listen, it sounds like a great opportunity. That's the first thing.
It does.
It sounds like a good opportunity that you're excited about.
Yeah.
Significant salary increase. Like you just, what's the point in going for it anyway?
You got to put you first.
Yeah. It's not even put you first. Like, you know, even if you're young, this could be like you said, you met your husband when you were 25 or whatever. So this could be your husband. This could be your forever person.
It could be, but put yourself first.
Yeah, but he has said
he's taking initiative and saying, do you know what?
Literally, it's more than a lot. It's more than a lot of others would do.
Exactly. He's taking initiative. I'll get a remote job. I'll try and get a remote job so that I can still see you. Why do you want to see your man more than 3 times a week? You're young. Get outside. Touch grass.
Even then, even if it's like, it might be one of those things where it might be that.
Sorry, I'm not a lover girl, guys, if you can't tell.
I'm a lover girl. I'm a lover girl. I get it. Sometimes you just love your man. Like, it is what it is. But if it might be the situation where it's too far to commute, do you know what I mean? So even if it's 3 days a week at home, they might not be able to spend it together. But I just feel like time is so like.
But if you're getting a salary increase, he gets a job that is remote, you can get a hotel for a couple of days for your work from home days and his work. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Wait, do they currently live together? Oh no, they don't live together.
Oh, okay.
They don't live together. It says.
So they're used to not living together then?
Wait, so hold on. It would be my first corporate. Okay, so she would go and live with her family. She has a boyfriend who she loves in the town that she lives in. So, okay, so he said that he could find a remote job and visit me eventually. I'm not sure how this would work as his family lives in the city next to ours. Okay, so the cities are back to back. He could go back and live with his family or in that area, and you go live with your family. You don't live together. What different? I just say just go and do it.
Just take the job and
you can see each other on the weekends, and sometimes during the week he can sleep over, you can sleep over, depending on what your family.
It's very fine. It's very okay.
It's really it feels like overthinking,
especially when you're in the same country. I know the US is big, but when I think of people like Tony Tone, he's kept up a long term.
I've got a friend in had a very similar situation. Yeah, and now they're married and they have a baby and stuff like that.
So Tony Tone is from the UK. If you don't know, she's an influencer and content creator, and her soon-to-be husband is from Houston, Texas, tech bro, and they've been together I think 3 years, and it's been long distance, and they meet in different countries, and she goes over there, he comes over here, and it's like if they can do that, you can do a different state. It's not that deep.
And for context, the cities are 2-hour flight apart, 16-hour drive. I've just seen that.
I think that's all right, you know.
I just think it's temporary. Like when you guys decide that you want to live together, you can live together. You can if he's gonna get a remote job, he can live where you live. Like you can't love the guy that much that you're willing to forego this job, but at the same time, you can't love him enough to, you know, consider that you'll be living together in a short space of time.
Like I said, she don't deserve the job.
Yeah, those are the two options. Take the job and... I mean, I don't even take the job and lose the man. Like, take the job and keep your man, or don't.
Happens. Yeah, be fine.
And then also, you don't want to end up resenting him.
Yeah, that's true. So, guys, make sure you enjoy your Valentine's Day safely.
Or not.
I am a December baby, just, you know, just pulling it out there. But make sure, you know, whether you're on your own, whether you're with someone, whether you're doing a Galentine's, we love a good Galentine's, whatever you're doing. Make sure if you watch Bridget Jones, let us know as well. I feel like I'm really like promoting it, and
I'm looking forward to it.
I do love it, and if I feel like we should get more
was
like
there Bridget Jones baby?
Yeah, there's 2.
Yeah, I forgot. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay.
There's 1, 2, and baby.
I'm gonna watch all of them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
same.
But yeah, so enjoy. Air kiss. Haha.